Hello, everyone. Today or tonight, on August 25th, I'm going to discuss the dev null, the device called dev null, as well as the device dev zero. And then let's just watch a video on black hole first.
Black holes are among the most fascinating objects in our universe, and also the most mysterious. A black hole is a region in space where the force of gravity is so strong, not even light, the fastest known entity in our universe, can escape. The boundary of a black hole is called the event horizon, a point of no return beyond which we truly cannot see. When something crosses the event horizon, it collapses into the black hole's singularity, an infinitely small, infinitely dense point where space, time, and the laws of physics no longer apply. Scientists have theorized several different types of black holes, with stellar and supermassive black holes.
Okay, as you can see, the video is not about the black holes. So I'm going to just go through a slideshow here. I'm going to discuss the dev null device first, and then dev zero second. Let's just get started. What is dev null? In Linux operating system, device or files stored all and all of them in a /dev directory. So all the devices and files are actually directories, and then directories and files are stored in /dev directory. The files can represent both physical and virtual devices. The dev null is a virtual device, as a virtual null device. It is used to discard or suppress any output that is redirected to it. That's basically anything that you give it to the /dev null or dev zero that is going to be suppressed or going to be discarded and destroyed, basically, like black hole. That's why I'm comparing black hole object that is on the universe that you just scientists believe that anything goes to it, it is destroyed forever, and then it goes to Neverland. And then at the same time, the device called dev/null, which is a virtual device in Linux and UNIX operating systems. Both of them, and they support dev null and dev zero, and I'm going to discuss that one, how it suppresses warnings and errors that you could just discard them. From time to time, you need these two devices to just work with your system. And there are two types of output streams. One is it's called the standard output, and the other one is called the standard error. I'm going to demonstrate that one on the examples as well. The dev zero is similar to the dev null. The only difference between the two is that one is called dev null and the other one is dev zero. Both of those ones are created with mknod command. And then on UNIX, when you create it, you have to give a device major number and a minor number. The dev null has a major of 1 and then a minor of 3, and then the dev zero has a major number of 1 and minor of 5. And I will show you that one on the output of mknod command and other ones, as well as some of those related commands. So let's get started with the Linux server that I already logged on here, and I'm gonna just become log in as myself first, become Wahid, which I am. And let me just type in the password correctly. So as you can see, I have this screen here, and basically clear the screen. Let me just close this one. I will just open a new terminal so you know how I do the whole thing. You right click on the desktop and you just open a terminal. And this terminal, when it opens, you can resize them. As you can see here, you can size them as much as you want. And The background, I made it this color and it's a little bit transparent because I want to work with different colors. If you don't have to worry about the colors, you can make a dark color background and a white color and screen. But even the prompts, everything, I made it to work like that. So I'm gonna go to my directory of the .local directory here. And then inside here, there's a bin directory. I wrote a couple of scripts here already. And you can see if I get a long listing of the files, they're all shell script that are executable by everyone. And my ownership shows up that the files have written it for your purpose of showing you. First thing that I'm gonna do is welcome you to my channel, and then I want you to just subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I say welcome to YouTube channel. MyWebUniversity is the channel. And then as you can see on the browser side here on MyWebUniversity, this is the YouTube channel that I have all these videos that I have posted. You're welcome to watch them and subscribe them and learn from them. So let's get back to the Linux here, and then we just run the welcome. I welcome you with different colors, and I'm going to go through this script on another video to show you how to program it to just print out different colors on the screen and different kind of fonts and everything. But this video is going to talk about the dev null and dev zero. So if you say man null, for the null, it tells you that the null and zero is data sync. It basically destroys or discarded any files, any outputs that is passed to dev null or dev zero. And then the way you create them, you can see that mknod is the command that you do, -m, and then the permissions, they're readable and writable by everybody. Read-write by the owner, by group, and by others. So that means that these devices, if they have not read and write permission, then there will be the system will be working kind of like in a confused way that does not understand certain things to do redirection correctly or something. So make sure that the make note when you do that, the /dev null, the system when you create it is actually, and the system creates it, and it is a permission of 666 for both of them. And then the character device is a character device. There are either a physical device or virtual device, and the character device or dev null is a type of character device, and the virtual character device, and zeros is also. So they're virtual. They don't physically exist. It gets created, and then when you write to it, it just gets destroyed, the data output. So 1 is the major number and 3 is the minor number. Similarly for 0, 1 is the major number and 5 is the 0. And then here you have also the ownership has to be root for both of the device, ownership of root and group root for both of them, and you create it. Notice that the make node command, you have to know the change ownership command, you have to know the make node and the full, and then there's other commands, like for example, man 0, it could do this one, also tells you same kind of syntax, but make node, and then some of them are just kind of repeated with the same information, except where it's pointed the difference. So man make node is another command that you should be familiar with that creates the dev null and other devices. And then, as I mentioned, there's also command stat that you can get statistic, man stat, and then you can just get the statistic on the device. So let me just show you some of the commands. So if I just say ls-l d device, this one is a directory that has you can see it's a D, and that's a device called /dev. So if I run a stat on the dev, you can see that it is all the information, a statistic about that one, that it says it's a directory and what kind of access modification, change, and all those time of stamp that it was created. And then the inode is data structure information, the user ID, group ID and all the ownership information, as well as the size of the file, everything is there. You can also do ls-l/dev. You will get a list of all the files. If you do ls-l/dev, you get this, but if you say ls-l dev and then 5 more, you could see all the files that are under /dev directory, whether the character device, logical device, or symbolic link device or block device, they will list it here. And then at the same time, let's look at dev 0 and then look at dev null. Notice that when they are reported, this one is a character device because we saw that dev 0 and dev null are both character device. And then at the same time, they have dev 0 is a major number is 1 and minor is 5, and the other one is 1 and 3. So if I go and do a stat on that dev 0, I could get the same information that for the devices, all the details, as well as device null. So you know these devices here, but what about other devices that are on the /dev directory? And there are character devices, block devices. So in order for you to know /dev, you could run this command, say grep -i, and then search for anchor, meaning that it starts with a block, a B, and then that would just show all the block devices, as you can see. If I do ls by itself, and then that would be only those files that has a B, the directories that are there. But if I just do ls-l d l, that would be longer list. So I have to do a 5 more. That way you can see the files, loop 0 through loop whatever number it is there, and then SDA 1, SDA 2, and so on. So if you look at only, for example, dev /SDA and then question mark, then you can see that they are all block files. So and then similarly, if you look for the one for the character devices, I don't want to do this, and I want to just say /dev, and instead of this, I would say character device. Notice that there's a lot of character device, and that is a special type of character device. And then if I just want to say, give me this, and then instead of showing me all of them, I could say grep, and I could say they're either null or 0. So now that I'm going to just check on those two, the dev null and dev 0. Let's talk about more on the dev null and dev 0 to show you how this is suppressing some of the information here. So if I want to send that screen to a greater sign to dev 0, for example, it just did not give me any output. I just say run the execution of that command and send it to the dev 0. But I do at the same time send it to the null, it does not do it. Once I don't redirect it to that one, I get the output. So whatever you write here, say echo, this is a test, it will go to standard output. And if you want to say redirect the standard output to call dev null, then it's not going to just show it, because it goes to the black hole of the Linux, which is dev null or dev 0. That's why I'm making a comparison between black hole in the Linux dev null and dev 0 in the Linux platform, or UNIX platform. And a lot of scientific community and a lot of programmers, developers may like the idea, saying that, yeah, this is exactly what's happening with an object that goes to black hole, or an output that goes to dev null or dev 0. It gets destroyed, it gets suppressed, it gets eliminated. We cannot find it anymore. That's what this command does. So if I do ls -l here, it shows this list, and I can send this one to dev null, now I don't see it, and the output is not there. And then if I just send it to the dev zero similarly. So, but if I do ls minus l again, the output of that command is going to display by default to the standard output. But here is another trick that I will show you here. Let me just do a clear screen. If I run the calculator and say which Excalc, notice this Excalc is a binary that is called Excalculator for the executable link format. So if I just type in Excalc, it's gonna open a calculator for me, a very nice calculator, scientific calculator. But I just see these warnings here. The warning are showing up here, right? How you could suppress that one, I'm going to show you that. You might be asking yourself a question that every time say, well, I just don't know how to suppress that one. I wish I could do something about it, and then don't see that message. Here's how you do it. Excalc > dev null. If you just do dev null by itself, you're saying that when you just do this output, also print it to the screen for me. So notice that this output still shows up here. But I want to just redirect also the standard error, the output of the error that comes out. That standard output was one command that I showed you with ls, or this is testing and this and that. But here I'm showing you when you do this, you better do also redirect the standard error where to send it to where the standard output is. By doing this Excalc, this is the app or the binary or the program that you run. You just, whatever the program is, if it's Opera for or Chromium or Firefox or some other commands, you run the command, you send the output to dev null, but then you say, in addition to sending the dev null where the output is, I want to send the standard error, which is file handle number 2, and send it to where the file handle number 1 is, which is the standard output. This file handle 1 is the output, and this is file handle 2 is the standard error. So the standard error gets redirected where the standard output is. In this case, now I don't see that output. Notice here, if I move this one, before when I did this command right here, it was showing, but now I don't see this error message anymore. On the bottom of this is not there. So if I just do alternate tab and then open the calculator here and just say, go ahead, close it, notice it's gone. So if I do a clear screen and say that I prove it to you that yes, out of that output, and there's nothing. You can see right here, there's nothing behind that one, because the previous one was a previous command. So once you do this one, now it is gone. And similarly, if you run like ice, for example, if this command does not produce any error, then you don't need to suppress anything. Okay, so if you do clock for running a clock, notice this one doesn't have any output either that you have to suppress. So if you do Excalc -d for digital, it will just print out the digital format, but it is not doing anything that you have to suppress. However, if I run Opera and then just try to open up Opera, and notice if I go here, google.com, this is going to take me, but notice every message that is coming out on the screen here, right? So if I just close this one, say, no, I don't like this one, let me just close it. I don't want to see any of these error messages that are showing up. Warning or pre-configure or something, error, they're showing that error. So I'm going to say dev null. I could do dev null or dev 0, doesn't matter. Both of them work the same way. 2 $&1, meaning that send the output and the standard error, both of them are the same thing. So if I go to Google, it's there. And if I just say, well, I went to Google last time, I'm just going to go here again. Or if I close this one, I already went to Jet Propulsion Laboratory NASA, then I could just say, yeah, I like this one, I watch these ones. If you're looking for anything for space exploration, everything, just visit Jet Propulsion Laboratory NASA, jpl.nasa.gov, and then go under the gallery. There's a lot of nice videos, a lot of images and other things that you can watch them and enjoy them, and then audios and everything, okay? So I'm gonna close this one. Let's just call Firefox. So which Firefox? Firefox is available. I'm gonna say Firefox, open Firefox. Notice it showed up similar information. So if I say go to python.org, it's gonna take me, but notice that this message here, I don't want to see it. So this time I'm going to send the output of this one to dev null, $2 $1. And now I don't see any error. Then I go to python.org again, and it's going to take me there. And then here it is, right? So this one did not give any output here. Like error after this line, there's no output. Here was from previously when I did not discard it. So dev null and dev zero is your friend. Let's say which Chromium, one more example. I'm gonna run Chromium, which is a Google Chrome version. So I'm gonna say Chromium, and then it's gonna open up, and then notice it went to Google. I'm gonna type in youtube.com at MyWebUniversity. That's my YouTube channel. And then
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
So I'm going to go to videos rather than the homepage, which is the default. I talk to my, sorry about that. So here we just I've opened this one, and if I just close it, and then right here, these messages are showing up here, right? So notice that echo $? Is successful, meaning that the command ran, but I don't want to do this one with getting output. So I could say dev null, and then $2 $1, and that's your syntax. So you just get to there, and then you say youtube.com at MyWebUniversity again, and it goes there, and click on videos, and then right away you could see it, or click on shorts or playlist, whichever one you want to watch. And there's videos for you that you can watch any of them. So, and then on top of it, and now I showed you the Chromium and everything else, and I think that's it for this video. I'm going to just go back here and like to make sure that you subscribe if you haven't, and make some comments so I can improve it based on your needs. I'm here to help, and then whatever I can help, I will do so. Take care. Bye-bye.